Okay, here we have an instructional video of how to assemble your 510 kit, your 510 electronic cigarette. We're just going to take this, whether you have the complete kit or you have the basic kit, it doesn't really matter. Obviously, the things that we're going to speak about right now reflect for both of those type units. As you notice here, you open up one of these boxes, you're going to see your two batteries, you're going to see your atomizer heads. So let's just put that off to the side right there. Let's pull off the tray. Let's make sure everything is in the case, in the kit, the way it should be. Of course, you do have the wall charger, very simple to use. What's nice with this is Joyetech has added an LED light. That way when you plug this into the wall, it's kind of a troubleshooting tool where you know that this portion is working if you ever run into an issue and you're not sure what's going on, charging, whatever it might be. And speaking of that with charging, let's just tap onto this very quickly. This is where you screw the battery on. You just take the battery and you screw it clockwise. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to, over tighten. Once it will hit its point where it's charging, it's going to automatically show you right here. It's going to go from green to red. It takes about 45 minutes to charge one up. It's very easy. It is always recommended on these units that you have here, this point, the battery point that you have here, also the atomizer point, and let's not forget about the charger point. Clean these off whenever you can. Commonly, it's good to clean these every time you are changing them out, and at least hit this one about once a week. Usually just taking a dry Kleenex or whatever might do it. On this one, yes, it's okay, to kind of use a little bit of like rubbing alcohol, something of that nature. Even that, I almost feel uncomfortable saying that. I'm more pro of using anything that's food grade. Vodka or that type of an alcohol tends to do much better. Clear alcohol for cleaning something like this. But more commonly, when you're looking at this, as long as you're just using a Q-tip or a dry Kleenex, it's going to do very well for you. So that's one of the things when you are charging this up. You can leave the battery on the charger for as long as you want. You don't have to worry about any problems with the battery being left on there too long. It's not going to overcharge or anything of that nature. You have your cartridges. You have 5 of them in here. Commonly, these are pre-filled. It's just one of those prerequisites sometimes with Joyetech that they pre-fill it with their liquid as they're promoting that liquid. It is a China-based liquid. I personally suggest always using liquid made out of the USA, like Zee liquid is. It is manufactured in the United States. And then there are a couple other suppliers that make some pretty fine e-liquids. So you're not just stuck with me, folks. Getting onto these right here, it's pretty simple. You just take one of your atomizers, and I'm taking that out of this piece that you see right here. I just took the atomizer out, and you're going to notice a little plastic part. You just take that off, a little rubber fitting there. This is now, just toss it, throw it away. No need to have it anymore. These are pre-filled with non-flavored, no nicotine e-liquid. So be aware when you first start using one of these systems, it might not taste like much of anything because you have to work that through that atomizer while you're actually doing it. So we are going to now take that atomizer and the battery, and we're going to screw it on together. It's very simple to do. Now we've got that screwed on. Last thing is to fill up your cartridge. So you have the cartridge, you have the polyfill right there. Take the e-liquid and just start filling it up. Usually on a brand new cartridge, it's going to take 8 or 9, 10 drops. Just keep on putting the drops in, maybe tap it a little bit in case there's an air bubble. And you want to fill this up until you literally see the liquid pool to the top. And I'm just showing you right now that with the liquid pooling to the top. And it actually doesn't hurt not to put a lot, but maybe a drip or two right into the atomizer head that you have, right, the atomizer that you have there. We put this together, push the button, and inhale. Right now you're going, hey, Shawn, you just pulled that out of the box, so you didn't charge the battery. You should have a charge on there. It might not be 100%. It could be at 60%. Put one of the batteries on the charger immediately, and then start using this one and get used to it. One of the things that I would like to mention as far as electronic cigarettes go, a lot of people make a common mistake where they just kind of try to inhale or hotbox really hard. Hotboxing, I know people call it a lot of other different terminology technology, but that's when you're just sucking way too hard. If you really suck hard on these units, commonly you might get a little bit of liquid on your lips, and that's because you're causing so much suction that before the unit has time to atomize that liquid into a vapor, you're actually surpassing that and bringing it up. Slow and long inhales is the way to go. So a nice slow inhale, bring it into your mouth as much as you can, and then drop it down into the lungs. And that's usually a very nice one. I've also seen some other techniques, and you can try them, where you just kind of take a bunch of small little puffs, and whatever works for you. That's really more the convenient thing that you have with the electronic cigarettes. So with the 510 unit, that's how you assemble the unit. That's how you put it together. When your atomizer does go out on you, when it fails, it's going to either give you a burnt taste in the back of your mouth, and that's because there's wicking hidden within the very base of the atomizer, and it's a fiber wicking, and that gets burnt, and you can't get rid of that burnt taste. Another one is you just get excess leakage. Excess leakage and excess leakage is usually your cartridge. Your cartridge, that polyfill that I just showed you in there, it fails to hold the liquid anymore. I mean, it is a polyfill that can start failing, and you can get a little bit of liquid there. Getting back into the atomizer failure, what I meant to say is liquid on your lips. Liquid on your lips, and that's because the atomizer is no longer working properly. And what it's doing is it's not producing the vapor. The last one is your atomizer just starts slowly wearing out, and that's always the hardest to figure out. Hopefully you have another atomizer nearby that you can just swap on there and see whether it's working better for you. But they do go out over time. People ask me commonly, well, how long do they last? That's a very hard question to answer, and that depends on how long you're pushing that button and inhaling for. Somebody inhaling for 4 seconds versus 8 seconds, not only are they using the atomizer twice as long, they're usually getting the atomizer twice as hot. And when you get the atomizer twice as hot, that will result in wearing out your atomizer a little bit quicker. So there's a lot of variables that are involved in there. I wish I could give people a very precise time. Usually with these units, 30 days or so should at least be good, if not longer. I've heard of some people where it's lasted them for months. It really depends on your habit, how often that you use it, and all of those different factors, and there are a lot of factors involved. As far as the battery life that you have here, folks, it can range from a couple hours, it can range down to 45 minutes. It depends on how much you're actually using it. So that's the 510 kit. That's how you put it together. That's how you fill it on up. If you have any other further questions, feel free to email me at any time. This is the 510.